welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Who'd have thought they'd lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. We always could spot a friend. Welcome back. And I smile when I think how you must have been. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. And I know what a scene you were learning in. Was there something that made you come back again? And what could ever lead you? What could ever lead you? Back here where we need you. Back here where we need you. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot. Welcome back, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back, welcome back. Yeah, we tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
Do you remember when it was last September? Love was changing the minds of tender while chasing the clouds away. Our hearts were ringing in the key that souls were singing as we danced in the night. Remember how the stars stole the night away.
An administrative jack of all trades, Jim Higgins first volunteered with the Cape League in the 1970s as an official scorer. Over the next 40 years, Higgins dedicated his time and energy to help build the Cape Cod Baseball League into the best collegiate summer baseball league in the country. His numerous roles included official scorer, league publicist, and senior vice president. He sat on the finance, broadcasting, safety, and bylaws committees, and was a founding member of the Cape League Hall of Fame. Higgins was instrumental in the expansion of the league from 8 teams to 10, with Bourne and Brewster joining in 1988. In 2017, he was honored with the Fred Ebbett Lifetime Achievement Award for integrity, contributions, and mentorship to the league. In recognition of Higgins' efforts to better the Cape League and the Cape Cod community, his friends, family, and colleagues at Rogers Gray established a grant to name the new theater planned for the Hall of Fame Museum in his name. Today, we honor the memory of Jim Higgins, Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame, class of 2023.
Good afternoon. Excuse me. And on behalf of Jim's family, his many friends, thank you to the Cape League, and congratulations to all of the inductees. And forgive me if I'm reading from prepared notes. I spent my whole life as a writer and was much more comfortable behind a keyboard where I could edit things and get them just the way I want them. And I'm going to do my best to try to get it right for my brother Jim today. Jim stood here often, excuse me, as a founding member of this Hall of Fame, and many times he served as its chairman. I can tell you that he would be humbled and forever grateful for this honor. It was 50 years ago, 1973, when I began my career at the Cape Cod Times, and a couple of years later, Jim, who was a school teacher and a coach in Florida, would come up for the summer to stay with me and be looking for some things to do. And at the time, the Cape Cod Times was affiliated or associated with the Cape League, where we provided official scorers for the league. And so Jim got involved as an official scorer, and as all the videos and comments have attested, he took it from there and did many, many things across the board in the Cape League for more than 40 years. He was my big brother and he was my best friend, and he loved the Cape League. He wasn't in it for recognition, he wasn't in it for accolades, he was here because he cared. And he was passionate, he was committed to the many causes he was involved in. And when you take the measure of a person, I think it's best to ask, was he a good man? Was he a good husband? A good father? A good peepee? That's what his grandkids called him. Was he a good brother? And was he a good friend? And when the final score was in, did he make a difference? I know the answer. Jim made an enormous difference. The Cape League is better today because of the many contributions that he made. Jim was a Hall of Famer to all of us who knew him, and now he is your Hall of Famer. It's my distinct honor and privilege to present for induction into the 2023 Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame, Jim Higgins, and accepting will be his son Brian, along with his daughter Courtney and his wife Colleen.
Thanks for the opportunity to accept this award on behalf of my father. I was a college baseball player, not a very good one. I was the number 4 starter on a team that played 3 games a week. So I'd like to think I'm the worst baseball player to ever accept induction into the Hall of Fame. And I'm here because my dad passed away, and it meant so much for him to know that he was inducted into the Hall of Fame. We gave him 2 pieces of good news in the last days of his life. One was the Hall of Fame, and the other was that I got a new job on the leadership team of the NCAA. And he was so proud, and he said, it all started back in the Cape League for you. Now, I never played, as I told you. But as I was thinking about what to say today, it made me realize that he was right in more ways than one, and that growing up on Cape Cod, the opportunity to be around folks, like the players here and the players that have come before you, but also all of you, volunteers, executives, and everything else, it just opened my eyes to what was possible. I got to go to the Dominican Republic and play on a baseball team there because Carlos Peña's dad was so appreciative of what the Cape League had done for Carlos that he set me up. It was a fish out of water there. My first job was as a scorer, and having to go talk to John Schiffner before the games and ask who the pitcher was tomorrow gave me good preparation to get yelled at by Marine Corps drill instructors when I was in the Navy. I haven't spoken to John in 25 years, so I hope that doesn't make you feel bad. But mostly just watching the Giants, like Billy and Lance and Max and all of you that come here. When you're a 6 or 8 year old kid growing up in this small part of the world, to see these giants, it just opens your eyes that there's a whole world out there and that you can get there from Cape Cod. and the magic that you all put on every day in the summer for kids like us that grow up here and the kids that come just to maybe only see one game, it changed my life, and it changed so many kids' lives. And don't ever lose sight of the magic that the Cape League creates for all of us young kids that are there, and the fact that you get to play in the clinics with them, and some of them, you know their names, and you get to talk to them in the bullpen. It just opens up a whole world for everybody. And I just want to thank you. My dad was so proud to play a small part in creating that magic, and please keep it going for the generations that come. Thank you.
Max Pentecost arrived in Bourne in 2013 from Kennesaw State University. As a junior at Kennesaw State, he won the Buster Posey Award, which recognizes the best catcher in college baseball. Here on the Cape, Pentecost finished the season among the top 5 in numerous offensive categories, including batting average 346, home runs 6, RBIs 29, on-base percentage 424, and slugging percentage at 538. He was awarded the Pat Sereni Most Valuable Player Award, in addition to being named a starter on the West Division All-Star team and the catcher on the All-League team named at season's end. Max was selected 11th overall by the Toronto Blue Jays in the 2014 Major League Draft and spent 5 years in their minor league system. Congratulations to Max Pentecost, Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame, class of 2023.
Well, thank you, Harvey. That was more than enough, but when I was done playing here that summer, I always knew that I wanted to come back. I couldn't wait for it, that opportunity. I always thought I was going to be with a family, to bring the kids back in the summer and watch baseball. Well, it's fall, it's freezing, and my career brought us back. But I would like to start by thanking just Cape Cod League in general for my opportunity, for the players even to this day, giving them an opportunity. I thank Harvey very much for my time here, being a great manager. I remember there was one game, I had a bad at bat or something. Came in, slung my helmet, and the next day, Harvey brought me aside. He said, professional scouts, they're asking, I need you to stop throwing a helmet. They're asking about character. And I thank you for that, because I never forgot it. Even through pro ball. Pro ball, I'd have a bad at bat, go through the dugout to the tunnel, and then really pinball it off the wall. And sit there spinning like Mario Kart turtle and become a field goal kicker. But I thank my host families. I thank the Bourne Braves. Like I told them yesterday, driving up 17 hours from Georgia, pretty much to a different country. They welcomed me with open arms, more of a family than it was a team or organization. But I'm extremely honored for this opportunity, just as much as being inducted with players I grew up watching on ESPN. That's not all a joke. I'm sorry. But this is a true honor, and I thank y'all, and look forward to my next trip back with kids. Thank you.
Longtime Harwich resident Mary Henderson first got involved with the Cape League in 1982 as a host family with the Harwich Mariners, and 2 years later became president of the Harwich Athletic Association, a position she's held for the past 40 years. During Henderson's time with Harwich, she has overseen franchise championships in 1983, 1987, 2008, and 2011. She has also served with distinction in various league capacities, including vice president and chair of the nominating, merchandise, and Hall of Fame committees. Henderson oversees all aspects of the Mariners organization, including interns, concessions, and the team's post-game meals. In 2019, Henderson was recognized with the league's Dick Sullivan Executive of the Year Award. The Henderson family has hosted scores of Harwich players over the decades, including Cape League Hall of Famers Casey Close, Scott Kamenecki, and Pat Pasillo. Congratulations to Mary Henderson, Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame, class of 2023.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Steve. I'll never be able to beat that one, that's for sure. So, Steve's right, I don't have any stats, I don't have any batting averages, I don't have anything, but I want to tell you how I got involved with the Cape League and the Harwich Mariners. So in 1982, my sons were 10 and 12, and they went to a baseball game to the Harwich Mariners, which I really didn't know that much about, I'm embarrassed to say. They went up to the game with a friend. When they came home, they were begging me to take a player because they were announcing they didn't have enough beds for the players. So I said yes. This was like at 10 o'clock at night, and at 7:30 the next morning, I had 2 players at my door. So that was good, and then about 3/4 of the way through the season, I don't know where he is, I can't see him, I got another player, and that was Pat Pasillo. And Pat stayed with me for the rest of the summer with our family, and then he came back the following year. Pat was a great inspiration for my family, and I think that's why I kept continuing the housing. We followed his career. He came back for the Olympic game in 1984 in Chatham. He was the 5th pick in the first round of the draft. That was pretty exciting for my family and for all of us. And then the next year we had Casey Close for 2 years, and that again was exciting. And Casey actually invited my 15-year-old son, Kevin, to go to Michigan for the weekend, the University of Michigan, and that was like a big thrill for him. So we've been housing now for over 41 years. I did take a break, and I housed a coach for 6-7 years. That guy was Greg King, and I know he's here today. And that was a good experience. He was the same age as my oldest son, so they really get along really good, and Greg was great as assistant coach with the Mariners. A couple of people that I would like to recognize. I don't do this all by myself, as Steve's made out for me to do, but we've had some great volunteers, and the ones that come to mind are Julie and John Santoni and Emma. They are a terrific help to me. I really couldn't do it without them, and they also house, and Julie's mom also housed back in the 80s, so we've been in contact for a long time. And Alex and Jeanette Lum. Alex came on as an intern in 2007, and he's now one of our GMs, along with Kevin Bogan, our other GM. And as you know, Jeanette gave her speech today and told you that she was the curator for the league, and she does a lot for me. And I couldn't do this Hall of Fame without her. She's unbelievable. So a couple of other people I'd really like to, and I didn't want to have to put my glasses on for this, but Mike McClory, who was our coach in 1999, has come from Nashville to this, which makes me really proud. And Kinger, as I said, Pete Pascarosa, one of our assistant coaches up until a couple of years ago. Jimmy Murray, he didn't live with me. He was a YD player, but he lived with a very good friend of mine, Barbara Ellsworth, and Jeff Phillips. And I think I got all of them, I hope. So this is really an honor for me to be into this Hall of Fame with 2 other great women, Judy Scarafile, who's been a good friend, and Barbara, Mrs. E. Ellsworth. And I also want to thank my family, my grandchildren, my children, and my husband David for being so supportive for the last 40 years with this league that has been close to my heart for all this time. And also Steve Egler, our coach, for over 25 years. Steve, you are the best. Thank you.
A product product of the University of Georgia, where he was an SEC standout as a freshman, Glenn Davis helped lead the 1980 Chatham A's to a first-place regular season finish before falling to Falmouth in the championship series. Davis finished second in the league in batting average, hitting .377. He was also second in many other league categories, including runs with 45, hits 61, RBIs with 44, and he was tied for the home run lead with 10. Davis was selected as the starting designated hitter for the Cape Cod Baseball All-Stars, defeating the Atlantic Coast All-Stars 9-8 at Yankee Stadium. He was also named an all-league outfielder at the end of the season. Davis spent 10 seasons in the majors, playing for the Houston Astros, where he earned the nickname Big Bopper, and later the Baltimore Orioles, earning an All-Star selection in both 1986 and 1989. In 1986, he was a Silver Slugger Award winner at first base, and he finished as high as second in National League MVP balloting, and 3 times in the top 10. Congratulations to Glenn Davis, Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame, class of 2023.
I wanted her to present me because I knew she was going to take this journey with me. We have been here a couple times before, and the first thing we do when we get to the Cape, certainly, and of course, we come to Chatham, and we go to the ballpark. And I met a guy named Robert. Does everybody know Robert? Robert told me he was going to be here today. I don't know if he's here or not. But I learned everything about Chatham, Cape Cod from Robert. Robert to tell you anything. Robert is incredible. He's got the gossip. He's got the scoop. He lays it out. Robert doesn't know who he was talking to. I just had a great conversation with him. I learned everything in a matter of 10 minutes. That was 43 years ago. 43 years ago, on the way up here, I told Teresa, I said, I'm coming back to the Cape, and I can't believe it's 43 years. I'm like, good gosh, what's a guy got to do to get inducted into the Cape Cod Baseball Hall of Fame? I'm like, really? I mean, I was telling her stories. I said, do you know from the right side of that plate, when we go out to the park, you see that firehouse over there? I used to bounce balls from the right side of the plate off that firehouse, literally over the street out in center field. Now, Lance, I know you probably hit them over the firehouse from the left side of the plate, but I would bounce them and hit them off of that firehouse from the right side. That in itself ought to distinguish you and earn you an opportunity in the Cape Cod Hall of Fame, right? I mean, how many people have you seen do that? I hit a few, but I wanted to talk about this journey. I'm incredibly honored. The committee, all those involved, it's evident here that you have a spirit, a kindred spirit. It's the hospitality, the people here in the Northeast. And oh, by the way, this is probably the furthest I've been in the Northeast. And had a reason to come back to the Northeast was because of my time here and playing in the Cape Cod League. I want to take you a little bit on that journey. I was only a kid about a year out of high school back in '80. I just finished playing in the SEC. I didn't know what I did. The stats I put up, what I did in the SEC conference as far as numbers was incredible, but I still didn't really know what I was doing. I just loved the game of baseball. I really did. Baseball was more survival to me in life. That was it. And then my coach came to me at the end of the year. I didn't know what I was going to do that summer, but he says, hey, you want to go up to Cape Cod and play? And I'm like, well, where's that? I mean, at that point, I grew up in Florida. I mean, the furthest I'd been out of the state of Florida was Athens, University of Georgia. I mean, okay, that sounds good, but how am I going to get there? And he goes, well, one of your teammates has been asked also, and if he goes, then you can ride with him. I said, well, good, that's great. And I said, I'll go because I wanted to play baseball and I needed a job. I didn't have any place else to go. Honestly, I had no home to go to back then. Didn't have a bike, didn't have a car. I didn't really own anything. I just loved to play baseball. Well, it wasn't long before Peyton and I were in his Jeep. He had a four-wheel drive Jeep, had a baseball as a gear shift, and we were on our way up 195 all the way. We didn't stop. We drove the whole way and arrived here in Chatham early in the morning. So the sun was coming up. And so, you know, being from Florida and around the beaches and all, I just looked at Peyton. I said, hey, we're here. We're early. You know, you want to do something fun? He said, what? And I said, one of the things we enjoyed doing when we were in college was we would always go four-wheeling. You know, that was the thing, go four-wheeling. I said, well, you want to go out on the beach and four-wheel a little bit? Well, certainly. So we got out with the first beach we came to, took out on the beach, you know, we were doing donuts and stuff out on the beach, and next thing I know, this light's spinning. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the police. And he comes over there and he says, what are you kids doing? I'm like, well, we're four-wheeling, you know. He ever heard of four-wheeling? And he goes, you can't do that. You cannot do that here. You cannot do that. Get off that beach. You got to get out of here. Matter of fact, I just might take y'all to jail. And then he looked at us and he said, well, where are you guys from? You have accents. You know, you don't speak like people from around here. And we said, well, we're from Georgia. And he says, what are y'all doing here? I said, well, we're going to play ball. And just the gleam came across his face. He started, you're going to play ball? I said, yeah, we're playing ball for Chatham. You're playing for Chatham? Yeah, we're playing for Chatham. Oh, that's great. I'm the biggest baseball fan. And then he just proceeded to tell us, look, you guys get out of here. I don't want to ever see you on this beach again. If you do, you're going to be in big trouble. But I want you to get to that park, get to practice on time. I want y'all to win. You got to win this year. We're like, yes, sir, we're going to do that. So we took off. And then after that, I started realizing that there was a sense of family in this community. And not only that, but there was a love for baseball, the same passion that I had for baseball. And it's still here. I mean, that's what I'm experiencing now. This is an incredible honor for me, by the way. And thank you so much. But, you know, what means more to me is just the spirit I see here, the family. I probably don't know any of you, most of you from Adam's House Cat, but you're like a friend that I never had. And the hospitality, the warmth, the community here is incredible. It has not changed. Do y'all realize you have something special? I mean, truly, you have something special. Don't lose that. Whatever happens, do not lose that. That's what means so much to a kid like me coming up here and playing. I had no place to go. I was a freshman, by the way. A freshman that really the only thing that was motivating me was these were sophomores and juniors out there, and they looked at me and just called me kid. They wouldn't even talk to me. So I was motivated. I wanted to show them and impress them and show them what I was capable of doing. That's all. When I came to the ballpark, that's what I did every day. That was my game plan. But then at the same time, I had Woody and his wife and his family caring for us at the home, the people out in the community, the man that I painted for him, God bless him. I can't remember his name, but he used to let me go. He said, look, you're going to paint 2 hours today. I'm going to pay you for 4. But you better get to the ballpark early now. I want you to be ready to play tonight. You know, get something to eat and be well rested. And, you know, it was an incredible time. But it changed the course of my life. Cape Cod, if you ask me what being here on the Cape Cod, in Cape Cod, playing in the Cape Cod League, what it meant for me, it was the biggest life-changing career moment that happened, and it happened here. Ed Lyons, I played for Ed Lyons. Ed Lyons said that this is one step away from the major leagues. This is a path to the major leagues. He used to talk about that all the time. I didn't know what he was talking about. I just loved to play the game. But I found out that I was a good ball player because I was playing against some of the top players as a freshman, some of the top players in the country. There were only 2 of us, I believe, in the league. I don't know. You usually don't invite freshmen. That's what I understand. That's what I was told. But I was a freshman and wound up having a really good season. We almost won it. We were trying to win it for Eddie Lyons. It was a very emotional time. I remember that. I remember it well. We lost 5-0 to Falmouth. Sid Bring, one of my best friends, played on that team. And oh, by the way, all these players here that we talk about, we went on to play together. We followed each other all the way through the minors into the big leagues. What a sense of family. I mean, that's just incredible to be able to think as Teresa and I were coming up here on our journey, to be able to think back at those are some of the things that are, they're intangibles. You can't replace those kind of things in life. But that changed this league changed the whole course of my career, my life, and it set me on the right path to make it to the big leagues. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm grateful for the time that people invested in me and what they gave me, which is really special. And like I said, don't ever lose that. When these young kids come up here, don't lose that. And make sure you take the time with them, because it is life-changing. Thank you very much. I'm just incredible.
Coming to the Cape in the summer of 2015 from Stetson University, where he was a mainstay on the Hatters pitching staff and a strikeout machine over 3 seasons, there was nobody better on the mound than Mitchell Jordan, who captured the Cape League's Benjamin F.C. Whitehouse Outstanding Pitcher Award in leading the Orleans Firebirds to a first-place regular season finish in the Eastern Division. The Orleans righty finished with a 0.21 ERA, tied for the all-time league record with another Cape League Hall of Famer from 1996, Eric Milton. Jordan had a perfect 6-0 record in 8 starts for the Firebirds, finishing the season with 46 strikeouts while walking just 6 batters over 43 innings. Mitchell was named Cape League Pitcher of the Week twice during that 2015 summer and was named to the All-League team. Jordan was drafted in the 10th round of the 2016 Major League Draft by the Oakland Athletics and spent 4 seasons in their minor league system. Congratulations to Mitchell Jordan, Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame, class of 2023.
Thank you, everybody. It's such a special day, and I'm so honored and humbled to be here, to be included with this group. Coming here really did change my life. I want to thank the committee for inducting me. Bill, thank you so much for those kind words and taking time away from your family to be here. It really means the world to me. I learned so much from you that summer on and off the field. Every pitcher on that staff looked up to you, and I truly believe some of those guys are still pitching because of you. I was actually a late add to the team. I found out I was coming here about 2 months before opening day. Naturally, the first thing I did when I found out I'd be playing here was look up the roster of the guys I'd be playing with. Immediately, I noticed big prospect after big prospect, big school after big school. My first thought was, I'm never going to pitch on this team. I thought I was coming here to the Cape for a nice, relaxing summer, hanging by the beach, maybe play some golf. There were a few mop-up innings. But I'll never forget driving up here with my mom. I got a text from Kelly saying that I'd be starting on opening day. I knew that if I could throw together a couple good outings, throw up some zeros, he'd have to keep pitching me. So I took it pitch by pitch, inning by inning, game by game, and I knew I had an opportunity. I did everything I could to make the most of it. A lot of my success that summer was because of the absolutely loaded team that Kelly and Miss Sue put together. 2015 Orleans Firebirds was hands down the best team I've ever played on. I remember people saying that summer, this is the best team they've seen in 20 years. You know, in the moment, it's hard to tell, but looking back, I 100% agree. So far, that team has had 14 big leaguers, 3 MLB All-Stars, 3 opening day starting pitchers, NL Cy Young Award winner, and an AL Rookie of the Year. So yeah, it was nice pitching with that kind of team around me. Kelly, thank you so much for taking a chance on me. I said it earlier, but I would not be where I am in life today if I didn't spend the summer here. Kelly is someone who prepared everyone on that team for pro ball in the way he managed and interacted with his players. And looking back, you have no idea how much that meant. When I was playing in the minor leagues, one of my favorite days of the entire season was when Kelly would host his Firebirds reunion dinner during spring training. My host family, Eric and Lisa, thank you so much for opening your home to myself and other teammates. I love getting the annual text of the newest Stetson Hatter staying in your home. The Cape League is what it is because of what you and all the host families do. My parents, thank you so much for all the sacrifices you made for Kyle and I growing up. I know how hard it was, and we are forever indebted to the both of you for everything you did and continue to do for us. Kyle and Taylor, thank you for being here. You've been so supportive of me through the years. You have no idea how much that means to me. Morgan, my wife, true story, Morgan and I have known each other since we were about 5 years old. We were super close friends all throughout high school and college. We weren't even dating yet in 2015, and I vividly remember having long conversations about how the summer was going. Morgan grew up with 2 brothers who both played Division I baseball, so she knows ball. It was refreshing to know that she knew what was going on at all times. And later in my career, it was nice to know that she knew to tread lightly if I gave up 6 runs and didn't make it out of the first inning. But in all seriousness, you've been my rock for as long as I can remember. We now have a 1-year-old son, Nolan, back at home, and I cannot wait to bring him up here to show him how special this place really is. Again, it's such an honor to be inducted with this group. Thank you so much.
Waco, Texas, two-time Rice All-American Lance Burkman took the Cape League by storm in the summer of 1996, winning the batting title with a .352 average for the Wareham Gatemen. Burkman was named the National College Player of the Year in 1997, hitting .431 with 41 home runs, 134 RBIs, and 109 runs scored, leading the Rice Owls to their first ever College World Series appearance. Burkman hit .385 for his collegiate career with 67 home runs and 272 total RBIs. Burkman was selected 16th overall by the Houston Astros in the 1997 Major League Draft. Burkman would go on to become a 6-time Major League All-Star and a World Series champion in 2011 with the Cardinals. Lance played 15 seasons in all in the major leagues, including his first 11 with the Houston Astros, finishing with a .293 career batting average, 366 home runs, and 1,274 RBIs. Congratulations to Lance Burkman, Cape Cod Baseball League Hall of Fame, class of 2023.
Yeah, I've had to overcome the fat thing, although I am fat now. Any sudden move and these pants are going to rip, so I've just kind of moved very carefully. They're several years old, so I probably need to go on a diet. I guess, seeing that picture, it looks like I'm smuggling marshmallows maybe. So big face, they say the camera on TV adds, 100 pounds or so. I guess it did for me. But as I was thinking back about the summer of '96, really, there's more off-the-field stuff that I remember than on-the-field stuff. Not in a bad way, but I want to echo the sentiments of all of these recipients in that this is such a warm place. Of course, coming from Texas, really my first exposure to the Northeast, there was some things I had to get used to, and I obviously would sound like I have an accent, but y'all sound like y'all have an accent to me, so, it evens out. But I do remember just the warmth and the host families. My host parent, my host dad, I guess you would say, is here today, Chris Makepeace, and he was generous enough to open his home to me and two other rowdy, at that time I was 19 years old. And you really are kind of taking your life into your own hands. And I remember one particular episode where we lived on this lake, and Chris had a boat with a motor that you could put on the back of this thing. So we would lug it down there and we'd attach it to the back of the boat, and we'd go out tooling around the lake. And one day we thought, well, it'd be a good idea to see if we could pull each other, like jet ski type, situation. And unfortunately, you had I was the smallest guy. So you had some hefty fellows, and the boat got overloaded, and I was on this raft holding on for dear life, and we had the motor wide open, and the next thing you know, the motor came off the boat, and I just remember I got a vivid picture of him trying to wrestle this motor, it's going crazy, and he's got his hand on it. And ended up, we sank the thing in the bottom of the lake. So, Chris, I'm sorry. We owe you for a boat motor. I know it's 25 years too late. But, thank you. I just want to say thank you to you personally for opening your home to us, and so many that are involved behind the scenes with the Cape League. It truly is. It is the best. It's the premier college summer league that's out there. And for me personally, it was really instrumental in getting to Houston, which is kind of my adopted hometown. I grew up in Central Texas. I'm a Texan through and through. And I was supposed to get drafted a little higher than I did, but one of the knocks was I only hit one home run when I was up here in the Cape, and it was at Yarmouth Dennis, which is like 300 feet all the way around. It was actually the worst ball I hit all summer. It was like a routine fly ball that went out. And so I talked to the scouts later. He said, yeah, the reason we didn't draft you is because you only hit one homer in the Cape. We thought you could hit, but we didn't think you'd hit with power. And so I fell to the Astros. So thank you to the Cape Cod League for giving me the opportunity to not hit home runs and get drafted by my hometown Astro team. But I will say that when I came to the Cape, it's your first exposure to real high-level baseball and what you get in the minor leagues. You're playing against the best players in the country, playing with wood bat. You're playing every day. And back then we worked. We had a job, before you go to the field. So, coming out of my parents' house and being at Rice University, it was really my first chance to be out on my own, having a job, playing baseball, playing every day, and around the best players in the country. So is exactly what it felt like when I went to the minor leagues. It was a great preparatory experience for me as I was coming up, and it's been that for so many others, and you've heard that echoed throughout this program. But I just want to say personally thank you to everyone behind the scenes that make this league happen. You may not get a chance to stand up here ever, but just know that the players do appreciate it, even if it's not at the time. When you get to be my age and you're looking back, you're thinking, you know, that's pretty special. So really honored to be here with you today, and just thanks to the committee and to everybody that is gracious enough to recognize myself and all these recipients. God bless you, and glad to be back.
You know, one of the great aspects of this event every year is that it rekindles memories for a player, memories that of a time that maybe he hasn't thought of in a while, maybe a long while. As you said, that was over 40 years, and here you are back again and remembering that younger version of yourself where the future was all out in front of you, just playing the game you loved. And those are good memories and sweet memories. And we always think that it's a privilege to be able to be in this setting each year, to share in those memories, just as it was a privilege to watch you play ball on the field. It's been a great weekend. Talking with Billy last night, and of course I've been Peter Gammon's ear, just trying to glean some more baseball stories out of him at the brunch this morning. And all of you, talking baseball, what could be better in this beautiful, beautiful weekend? So on behalf of the Hall of Fame committee and the league and everybody here today, we thank you for sharing those memories with all of us today. We thank you for your feats on the field and giving us all memories as well. Congratulations to the Cape Cod Baseball League class of 2023.